Thanks very much, Mark, and thank you for this opportunity to update everybody on what's happening on the Klip River. And Donovan, thank you for your presentation. I think it's actually interesting we've got both of them together because I found it extremely interesting, particularly your last point regarding possible selected points, which is something we've been advocating for a while and on an integrated basis. So thank you for that presentation, and I'll get you to come and present to our KlipWaS crowd, hopefully in November, October. But we'll speak about that. But yeah, thanks very much. We've had quite a lot happening with KlipSA and KlipWaS. I think shared previously that we had restructured strategically. KlipWaS has become an operational arm of KlipSA. And our focus is on the Klip River and the Klip River catchment. And what I'd like to share with you today is where we are up to and what we are focusing on. So hopefully people can get involved and contribute and become part of our journey towards, as Donovan has been saying, hopefully protecting that wetland. I don't think I need to go into the detail of the biodiversity richness. Everybody's very aware of the South and how important it is. And KlipSA was established in 2010 to protect, promote, enhance the value of these natural assets and take a proactive approach towards development. Now, our focus, let me just get where's that pointer option? Let's get that one. Our focus is in the Upper Vaal area, and particularly the two catchments that affect the southern areas of Johannesburg. Donovan was talking about this stretch of the Klip River wetland along the southern reaches, but the river starts right up into the Bosmont area, the national watershed, and in the center of Joburg, the southwestern quadrant, and runs through old mining areas, through residential, industrial areas, coming past Lenasia and then out towards the south. And that gives us a most important role in terms of recognizing the importance, as emphasized by Donovan, of this wetland area. The south has got, as Joburg identified, large areas of protection with the nature reserve and also critical biodiversity and environmentally sensitive areas. The Joburg has recently released their water security strategy. And within that, there are two areas which we are particularly interested in, being the water environment and understanding the value of the water. And in that regard, their strategic responses give us an opportunity to contribute to that water security strategy in terms of nurturing a water-conscious society and looking at managing the water system's knowledge and data. And that would be done through our interventions around communities, stewardship, citizen science, and getting water education awareness out. On the other side, promoting a resilient, livable, sustainable urban water environment, again, working with the catchment communities through stewardship and citizen science, and community interventions along with some nature-based solutions. The catchment itself, as I mentioned earlier on, rises in the southwestern quadrant of the CBD, comes down through the Crown Valley. It then also rises in Bosmont. We've got other streams feeding into it through New Canada Dam, down through Orlando, that's Orlando Stadium there, and then on down past Lenasia, and then across the south, past the Lido Hotel, and then disappearing down towards Heineken. And it's got many qualities which we are trying to pick up on in terms of a catchment management plan, looking at the Klip River wetland rehabilitation, as covered by Don just now, looking at structured wetlands such as the Crown Valley area, and then working with various communities on community catchment stewardship and citizen science, working closely with universities, UJ Pete's in particular at the moment, on research projects, and then collaborating with Joburg Water and Rand Water on how do we manage the water quality and quantity coming through this river. The nature of the river has its big problems. We've got 3 wastewater treatment works. We have a lot of dumping and illegal uses, sand mining in the wetland, but there are areas of beauty as well. And these are obviously wetland services, which we want to protect and promote as opportunities. And of course, the water quality regulation value that Don mentioned of between 140 and 180 billion rand. Now, some of the initiatives which we're working on, this is land owned by IPROP in the Crown Mines area. That's the M1 motorway coming through here. We've got Gold Reef City down to the south. We have the Robinson Canal, which has its daylight point coming out of the CBD, and it's essentially an open sewer now. The breakdown of infrastructure in the CBD, combining sewer and stormwater, flows down into this area along the Robinson Canal. And the idea is there's about 20 hectares that could be used as an artificial wetland to provide for a preliminary scrub before the water carries on further downstream. We're working very closely with Emma Platini on looking at nature-based solutions and stewardship. That's the Orlando Stadium here, and they have a particular interest in this stretch of the KlipSA running through their communities. And the Emma Platini community is extremely busy working with communities, working with schools, working with UJ Pete's to look at waste traps and floating wetlands, and bringing citizen science and awareness and stewardship training into the community. Then Morocco Dam, one of our initial projects, which unfortunately our coordinator was badly affected through COVID, and we're trying to resuscitate it, but really picking up on the improvement of water management in this catchment into Morocco Dam, large recreational area, and trying to address, again, community involvement and stewardship and bringing water awareness into the community. Then the Panorama Stream, which rises in Liefdenvrede, Sederut, and comes down past Rand Water's headquarters, the Panorama Shopping Center, through Aspen and down. Aspen have a number of dams there, which we've done research on. We've got the nature reserve located in this area, Afrisam Quarry. But our focus on the Panorama Stream is to address some of the impingements on the infrastructure and the demolition of areas of the wetlands. Tumi and her team have been looking at possible interventions, and we're looking to try and address the failed wetland areas and improve their functionality. At the moment, we've got problems with sewer leakages coming out of the urban areas, and a particularly major problem at the bottom of that areas, the Liefdenvrede pump station, which is constantly blocking and overflowing and creating huge problems in this area, sewer discharges. So trying to address these problems in an urban context, and again, involving the schools, involving the community, involving landowners to try and address this stewardship of the wetland and improve its functionality. Of course, the biggest problem being the wastewater treatment works coming out of Coatkoppies, Bushkoppies, and Olifantsfontein, where the water is highly contaminated and polluted with the sewage solids, and looking at how nature-based solutions and interventions may assist in addressing some of this discharge. Recent studies, we've established that probably 50% of the downstream water flow at the moment is directly contributable to the wastewater treatment works. And of course, we're all aware of the high levels of E. coli. And then recently, UJ Pete's identified over 4,000 microbiological elements in the Bosmont wetland, right up in the headlands. And by the way, there will be a presentation on that on Saturday the 7th at Bosmont. If you're interested, give me a shout and I'll give you the details. You need to sort of be there if you're interested. So it's all of these things which we harnessed a very willing and active team from you, J. Peets, and from Wits, looking at water quality and health, various interventions, nature-based, around water, energy, food nexus, looking at microbiological testing of the water quality and its health, and then applying the application of effective microorganisms. And are they effective? And then there's always future research opportunities which we're identifying. But when one starts to look at the collection of interventions that we're working on through this catchment area, starting in the CBD with the constructed wetlands, the New Canada Dam, Bosmont, this is the Riverlea area where there's rehabilitation of the mine silts at the moment, coming down past Orlando and then past Morocco Dam, Eldorado Park, Lenasia, and then into the Khoisan area, the main wetland and Panorama Stream. We have got some incredible interventions, which when we start to look at and map, and UJ is mapping all the stakeholders involved in these different areas to see the spread of people who actually influence this river and its being. A particular area we're rather keen to promote is around water stewardship within industries and businesses. Now, this obviously has potential not only for the businesses themselves in terms of looking at their water management, conservation, recycling, looking at their sources and how they draw on water, but also their discharges and contributing to that cycle of catchment to catchment, from the raw water coming in, being processed and used, and being dumped back into the rivers again. And how can they help reduce those impacts? And of course, achieve the required standards, both locally and internationally, and also from an investment and legal point of view. The important part here is to look at engaging their stakeholders. Now, this is a requirement within business, generally accepted now. And the management and employees, individuals, their homes, home families, friends, communities, are all potential change agents to bring about behavior change if one works inside the fence of their businesses and then starts to take that outside the fence to their various value chain stakeholders as well as doing projects within local communities. Now, we believe that this is a great way to actually spread the concept of stewardship and spread the behavior change that we all need to undergo with regards to our respect and understanding of our water and streams and catchment areas. So the idea is to promote stewardship within businesses and influence all the stakeholders through various programs, that we start to use partnerships, both within their own businesses and peer groups, but also their network of networks, and bring about benefits to the company in terms of improved water management and profitability, and obviously ensuring sustainability and assisting local water resources. And there is substantive ECG reporting opportunities, which improves their investment attraction. And that's a major drive that we're trying to push at the moment. We've got a couple of businesses that are keen to try and get involved, and we'll start working with them hopefully shortly. So as far as KlipWaS is concerned, we recognize that the Klip River is a critical component of the integrated Vaal River system and the future water security and sustainability. And I'll pick this up later on when I do my other report. The levels of pollution are totally abominable at the moment. And this is due to the impacts of the infrastructure and human mining issues. And hopefully we can start to negate some of these through nature-based solutions. People and behavior has to change. We have to change our attitudes towards water, fundamentally in terms of use and in terms of discharge, littering, and recognizing the importance of the catchments as part of this total system. Legal dumping, waste management, all of that comes into how we behave. So the stewardship interventions hopefully will start to bring about some of that change. It's not going to be overnight. It will be generational, but we have to start somewhere, and we need to start soon. So as I say, people and businesses, as individuals and communities, hopefully will start to look and realize what the importance of our waterways, of our catchments is in terms of trying to make a difference to the Klip River and the water supply. We're always open to ideas and support and welcome contributions from people in terms of participation and what we're doing.